Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Thursday edition of our flagship morning show. Good morning, Anambra. How are you? Okay, hope you slept well. I did anyway. But I'm not here alone. Ugonna has joined me this morning to brighten your day. Efizi.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I miss you a lot, and it's good to be back with you again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's good to be back with you again, man.
You want me to tell you that I miss you?
I know you do, but if you don't want to say it, it's all right. I understand that.
Okay, welcome. Welcome again. Okay, now you just have to stand by as we get set to bring you press review. Okay, welcome again. Ebele, who has joined us to look at what the papers are saying this
Well,
morning?
we have an amazing one in the house. Why I call him amazing because each time he's on the show to analyze the papers with us, he's always got something new to say. And this morning, it's a pleasure to have with us, Comrade Ekeme is a public affairs analyst. Comrade, good to have you.
Yeah, good morning, Anambra. Good morning, ABU, IJ, so for having me. It's a very beautiful morning. Please, viewers at home, join us for this Thursday edition.
All right, welcome indeed. As usual, from our website to bring you the stories that are making the rounds there. Okay, number one story there says over 30 trees planted at ABS premises Oka by Rotary Club. Others. Mpunando Aglori women against illicit drugs. Anambra State government to introduce house-to-house refuse collection. Anambra State government moves to restore Umu Walker Timber Market Master Plan. And then finally from here, 1,025 graduates of nursing inducted into TRCN. These are many more at the you will find from our website that's in www.absradiotvorca.com. Okay, let's go on a bit.
All right, which would you want to talk about? Well, let's look at this the number 3 headlines that says Anambra introduce refuse collection. Well, over time we've always talked about the fact that the state needs to be clean and all of that. Do you think this is one of the best ways or the only way to really make that happen?
Well, Anambra State for some time now has been into what I call it Syria waste management and disposals. But at the end of the day, many things has been come into play. The exercise has not been yielding that particular result that the inhabitants want from the government, in the sense that the method of disposal is not consonant, okay, with the modern trend, in the sense that our people has not been conscientized, okay, how waste are being disposed. Okay. The government, instead of them to use mechanized way of doing this, you see, they're still using that particular, you dump it this place, I pick it and go and now waste it. Okay, then the best people now to dump it here, even if in the city, so that you can see everywhere it's been littered. Okay, I went to nature, in short, before coming of Soludo, it was an eyesore. I couldn't even inside that particular Oboko. Because everywhere, don't jump. Even if it was Ajengule, it's even more better than that particular Oboko. Then, but this measure now, they introduce being house to house. It's good. That is a very right step in that direction, but it is cumbersome. Cumbersome in the sense that you have to go per unit of each building.
Yes, I was going to ask you think it's sustainable?
That's what I'm trying to say. It's cumbersome, okay? And I don't think seeing this sustainable unless our people are being given that particular orientation. Let me just tell you, the problem we have for over the years is just building infrastructure. That is without building human infrastructure. Human infrastructure is supposed to change the psyche. People reason. If you build a fine house and keep in that house a madman, that house become a madman house. But if you build a house and people that are rational, okay, in thinking, then that house become very, very useful. So if you now say house to house disposal of waste, and our people has not been oriented how to dispose waste, you continue meeting all this gridlock on that issue. So we need to tell people this is how you are going to put your waste. It's not everything that you can even come out and drop out. Something that you can put and even burn them. I think everything will be both a corker.
Yeah, I think that's how the government has planned it this period. That they're going to keep 3 bags. You plan stock the combustibles, the vegetables, and then which other one? The other side.
In each house.
And keep them differently.
Those who will cut trees, either branches of trees, plantain and all these things, where are they going to put it? It's going to enter into the bag? You have to tell them sometimes, all these leaves, green leaves, if we are able to, what they call it, embrace farming, okay, most of these green leaves are called what they call compost manure. Okay, you can even dug something and be putting it there. At the end of the day, you form manure and you can use it to
must government tell us everything?
No, that's what I'm saying.
When you cut trees that you are going to use the leaves for
that's
manure.
what I'm trying to say. You are right. Sometimes to say we need to reorient our people. We need to change their cycle of reasoning for them to know that in West there must where you cannot dispose your waste. Not everything you dump it on the road or anywhere for the government to pick it up. People that are doing this. So we must go into reorientation of our people. Otherwise, build house to house, it cannot even yield any result and cannot sustain for a very long time.
Okay. Well, talking about tree, some good number of trees were planted here yesterday in ABS, and then I think it's a takeoff for the Rotary to introduce tree planting in every area of the states.
Very good. Elementary science taught us in primary school that the essence of tree is to serve as windbreaker. Okay? Let me just tell you the difference between wind and air. Air is free. Wind is careless. When they are planting this tree in ABS particularly, we found out that there's a building here. Okay. What does that particular tree does? Okay? When there is a very wide wind, it will break it, not to touch the building. Okay. That's why our people are teach to be planting trees. 2, if you know in advanced country, okay, there is the need of us to deforestize everywhere. You have them having trees, flowers everywhere in the house. Reason is that elementary science, as I said again, okay, teach us that tree or plant is synonymous with human being because plants take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. Then human beings take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. So if you are with plant is supplying you what you need. You have abundant oxygen to inhale, okay? Than for you to maybe stay in a place, you put all this is artificial. So for us to planting trees, it helps us to be living in abundant oxygen, which plant gives us and give him back carbon dioxide. So we're now going to change this in with, plant. Either you give out carbon dioxide, then plant take it in and give you oxygen which you need. You find out that life will be what? Very, very sustainable. So I commend the Rotary for making such particular effort to plant trees in ABS. Let them also plant more in other places. And our people should be know that anywhere we see ourselves, not everything we cut tree down because of we are using for timbers. No. Okay? There is a way we should manage our forests, manage our trees. So help us to have what? Green vegetation. It's very, very important. Okay, not everywhere is building. It's everywhere is very, very open. And it can create a lot of air pollution. When it comes, there's something that can be able to break it up. So it's very, very good.
Thank you very much. Let's get to the papers now and find out what's going on there. Okay, our first paper this morning is the Daily Sun. Daily Sun newspaper is our first paper, and beside the name template, we'll have the story that says IPOB alleges indiscriminate arrest of members. with a rider there, Kanu's lawyers warn against consequences of disobeying UN's demand. And then the banner headline there. Okay, on top of the banner headline, APC dismisses plot to impeach national chairman. And then the banner headline says, governors draw blood over $480 million per club refund. With riders there, call Malami liar, claim minister's actions self-serving, and then seek end to federal government as to rift. Okay, let's look at other stories. Lagos launches final track bin for Blue Line rails. Electricity workers suspend strike after parley with federal government. Blood services. Federal government gives unregistered health facilities 30 days ultimatum. 2023, Tinubu meets Obasanjo, Peter Obi visits Femi Kuti. And then EFCC goes after forest manipulators, secures 2,210 convictions in 7 months. And down here, Buhari, IBB, Abiodun, the son, others mourn as veteran journalist Onabule dies. Okay, still coming from the Sun newspaper, insecurity, Lagos under partial lockdown, CP, with a rider, troops dispatch bandits camp, rescues 6 hostages in Kaduna. Okay, these are the stories that are making the round from this Daily Sun newspaper. Ebere.
All right, let's quickly look at the Punch newspaper before Comrade says I wanted to, gives a suggestion. Let's look at the big story in the Punch. It says PDP crisis, peace threatened. Wike Atiku's men disagree over RU. We write is there, RU must go for talks to proceed. That's coming from governor's men. RU won't resign, says PDP team. It seems devil has entered PDP, says judge, as negotiators disagree over venue. Go to your village. Elections are not won in Abuja hotels. Wike tells candidates. Up there we've got how transitional firms swindled Nigerians, others over $3 million. Electricity workers call off strike, businesses count losses. We've also got down here, APC supporters holds carnival as Tinubu visits Obasanjo. ASU begins consultations on next move. We've got great grandma collapses, dies while climbing Lagos Bridge. And finally, another nude protesting security in Abuja.
Nude. Okay, let's go on now. Let's start with the first paper that we read, which is the Daily Sun. And perhaps this story, IPOB alleges indiscriminate arrest of members. What exactly is going on? We heard about the order that was given by United Nations and how the federal government is being persuaded to, obey the order.
One, first of all, it's laughable. Nigerian, you see, sometimes we have what we are doing that we don't know the consequences of it. Okay? I don't know the kind of Attorney General of Federation that we have, AGF, okay, who is a lawyer and a son, cannot properly advise the federal government, the presidency, what the law stands for. Okay? Nigeria is a member of United Nations. Nigeria signed the treaty. Nigeria, under the African Charter of Human Rights and People's, privileges, Nigeria was member of all these things, and they undergo into this particular series of documentation and domesticated the particular law and the policy in Nigeria. And now they are giving you order from that particular thing that you have been already a part of it, and you are saying that you will not obey that. You know, when people say that an abomination, when something continues to linger for many years, it turns to a tradition. Abomination linger for many years, turns to a tradition. Flagrant disobedience of law and court order in Nigeria has made them form bent. Even if international community tell them something, even international court of justice in Hague pronounce something, Nigeria will not going to obey it until they see it by force. So now,
By force?
yes.
Let me ask you there.
Yeah.
Now, if they decide not to obey it, is there any kind of sanction?
Yes.
To compel Nigeria to obey it?
A severe sanction for that matter.
So what is it like?
One, there is going to be a strained diplomatic relation between Nigeria and the members of United Nations. members committee of United Nations.
And
okay,
what do they stand to lose?
Which is going to affect myself and you. But they that are in the top, who has this money, who are people that are looting the treasure of the country, we're not going to feel it at the first instant. It's myself and you are going to not suffer it, because when the two elephants fight, grass will be the receiving end. Now, the people that are arresting IPOB indiscriminately, I want to see where bandits and kidnappers and Boko Haram are being arrested indiscriminately. I want to let us start chasing the shadow, mundane issue without substance. Okay, these people that you are saying that they are terrorists has not been prescribed by the terrorism index nationally. I mean, sorry, internationally. Okay, go to UK, you show them that they should prescribe them. They say no. US, other country of the world has not prescribed them. But now you are going after them. Why the major insecurity and insurgents are delving this country? Okay, look at now what happened in Lagos. How many people that have been arrested, that are in truck heading to Lagos, heading to Osun, heading to Ondo, okay, to cause mayhem in that particular place. They were arrested. Go to Kaduna, okay, people are being killed every day, communities are being raised out. I have not seen any single person, any single of these particular bandits that have been arrested and prosecuted and now given that particular conviction. Nobody has done that. But they talk about IPOB. It's just what you call it. It is what you call in strategic policy, that we are trying just to create a kind of distraction, okay, so that people will not look into what is happening in the country. Total blackout, international embarrassment to us. Blackout. Where has it happened in Nigeria? I mean, sorry, in the whole world. Look at even Ghana here. Look at even Benin Republic that will give light. Okay, they have constant light, but Nigeria that supply them light are having blackout. So with what we are going to do and continue to chase the shadow, we know the reality. Okay, now let me come into the state governors and the Malami, okay, over Paris Fund. Then these people have given them what we call the state government receive this money from the federal government as bailout fund. Okay, whose money is that? Abacha loot, Ibori loot, even the Zian that I was using, all of them are the looters. Okay, that they said are looters. They recover all this money. Okay, in Nigeria, what are they doing? They are looting the looted route. That is it. You say, Governor, okay, take this in now to maybe, ameliorate your issues in the state, financial, circulation or whatever. You give them the money. Now you are asking them to pay back. They are telling Malami that the one that you have looted, okay, this thing is for your selfish interest. That's why you're asking them to pay back. The money is Nigerian money. I agree that is my money and your money. All of us are part of it. But they never tell us why they recover that money and what they are going to challenge it to. How much do you borrow to each state? These states are giving equal, or are there some people that are giving more than other states? If you president know that they're giving this bailout fund, they're bailing somebody. What is bail? Somebody is on trouble. You give him bail. And now you ask him to pay. No, the government used the money in Nigeria. This is our state, Anambra State. We get a bailout fund. Then let us know what Anambra State use it for. If you use it for something that is for what they call benefit of the whole society in Anambra State, then we don't need to ask her to pay back. Because there's no interpretation that is a federal government money. Nigeria practicing what we call federating units. And federating units, each component unit of the government are equal. They are equal and the opposite. Let me just tell you, federal government, state government, and local government, this is what they call federation. Okay, Nigeria is a federating unit. All these organs of government are born equal to end up equal. So if you give money to state government, it's still an organ of government. You give to local government, it's still an organ of government. So I want even the local government to sue the state or federal government. Where is our own? Because that bailout fund should be given to state, federal, and local government, because it is Nigerian money that I said that I looted. So Malami is having his own interest, and that's why governors are fighting him in a dirty day.
All right, let's pause it there. Our next paper, the Nation newspaper, also takes us to the same issue about the Paris Club. Well, let's look at the other stories there, and we'll come back to the big story. Our federal government, why we failed to meet 5,000 megawatts target. That's coming from the federal government. Electricity workers suspend strike. We've got PDP taken over by devil, says Bode George. And we've got Bauer, EFCC, secured 4,430 convictions in 19 months. And we've also got Lagos Blue Rail Line to begin test run in December. On the big story we've been talking about, governors hit Malami on $418 million Paris Club payment. AGF's action self-serving will pursue matter to Supreme Court. And down there we've got 2023 Tinubu visits Obasanjo amid pump, huge crowd at ex-president Library Complex Stadium. APC candidate scores Abiodun high.
Okay. Daily Trust is our next paper before we start talking again. And then the banner headline on the Daily Trust says 2023 e-transmission of election results has come to stay. This is coming from INEC. And there are 3 riders under that story. 27 by-election spending, what we learned from Kenyan presidential poll, and then debates good for democracy. These are the stories under the banner headline there, 2023 e-transmission of election results has come to stay. Let's look at other stories. Down here I have power outage as TCM workers strike crashes electricity grid with 2 riders there. Union suspends action. And then why we couldn't meet 500 megawatt target since July. Federal government is saying this. Maybe they need to tell us more. Okay, and then up here, that's on top of the banner headline, we'll have 418 million Paris Club. We have seen that story. Governor Tako Malami say action fraudulent and self-serving. And then why Shakarau's associate failed to secure NNPP's tickets. Okay, Niger, Benin, Togo. Okay, Niger, Benin, Togo owe Nigeria 5.8 billion naira for power in 2020 report. Okay, I think we have not really heard all about this strike that these guys wanted to go on yesterday. ISWAP abducts 6 farmers in Borno, demands 5 million naira from a farmer. And then NNPP backs media trust 2023 election debate. While finally from here we'll have troops dislodge bandits camp, rescue baby 6 female hostages in Kaduna. Okay, these are the stories that we'll have for you in this Daily Trust. Let's look at this the strike that was supposed to hold yesterday. Of course, it wasn't up to 12 hours, and everybody is crying foul that the nation has been thrown into darkness. And then up here, let's join us with this story up here that Niger, Benin, Togo owe Nigeria 5.8 billion naira for power in 2020, and it's coming from a report.
That's to tell the rate of corruption that we have in Nigeria.
So does it mean we are transmitting power?
Yes, now, the rate of corruption that we have in Nigeria, when I'm trying to say there's 2 types of corruption majorly, okay? One is bureaucratic corruption, okay? The other one is political corruption. Okay, bureaucratic corruption is what you see, maybe police giving bribe, civil servants give and take, whatever in admission runs in school, these are things. But political corruption, which is particularism, when somebody is given a position, okay, to make sure that he uses it for the betterment of the society, he now uses it for his own personal gain and his relation and his loved ones. That's what we call political corruption, which is the worst part of corruption. And now look at it. Fashola told us in 2014 that if a government that cannot fix power under 6 months is supposed to resign. Fashola, 7 years down the line, okay, Nigeria is still having epileptic power supply, and you can even supply into Benin. I was in Togo in May, constant light. Togo, that was supplying light, and now they are even owing us. NEPA has the effrontery to come and cut my light if I'm owing. Why the other country that we are supplying light are owing us for 2020, from 2020 to 2022 for 2 years? They now pay bill, and NEPA only 1 month they come and disconnect you. It's not something to tell you that we know what we're doing ourselves, because these people that are there knows what they are getting, and the electrical tariff has been increased. Where is Fashola to put this power steady?
Okay, let me ask you, comrade. Let me ask you.
Yes.
You, as a farmer, you cultivate some crops. Yeah. Your family is hungry. They've not had to eat, and you are selling these products out. He didn't even sell it to bring in money and maybe buy some of the things that they need, that they are in abject, your family is in abject poverty,
Yes.
and you are selling what you're producing from your farm.
Thank you very much.
We could not generate 500 megawatts since how many years ago? But you are busy supplying other countries power.
Thank you very much.
So what does that mean?
Nigeria is for other countries, not for Nigerians.
Oh.
The government of Nigeria is for the country. That's why we can end up buying 10 SUV, sports utility vehicle, and give to the Niger Republic for the security. Why bandits, ISWAP have kidnapped people in Borno State and money 5 million naira? You have not done anything on that. You are giving Benin light, giving Togo, giving all these people light. Why your own house is not even having light? It is a proverbial Roman idioms who say that a foolish man who eats on leaf yet say beautiful plate. Okay, that is, Nigeria has this light. You supply them to people outside, but in your own domain is total darkness. Okay, and tariff is even high, and they're even owing, and they're not ready to pay. And myself and you, if you owe 1 month, our light will be disconnected. It's hard time to start telling NEPA that if you get anybody that come to disconnect your light, okay, you have to deal with the person decisively. Because Nigeria will take things by themselves. I'm not trying to be very
Nigeria, no. We can't tell them that because Nigeria is happening to everybody. It's happening to all of us at the same time.
It is I don't want to call it a total disgrace to all that. Even if it's a single minute, even if it's a 1 minute that there's a blackout in Nigeria, it's a disgrace.
No, I think what he's trying to say is it could get to that point because I have seen videos where the NEPA officials come to people's house to cut their light, and the people who are living in such houses, were violent to this NEPA officials, the EEDC officials. And with all he's saying, when you see the kind of things happening in the country, it will get to the point because the citizens are tired. Men are angry. Of course, we know that somebody who is hungry is an angry person. Imagine we're talking about the blackout. So imagine staying without light now for weeks, and you have the NEPA official who would come and cut the light. The citizens are raging, and it will get to that point where they will begin to take laws into their hands.
I know. And that is what happened when they told you that there will be any size. You couldn't believe it. That's the point they're going to reach to somebody. When you put somebody to the wall, okay, it has two options. Okay, it's either he condone that or react, because for every action there must be equal and opposite reaction. So the action they're taking on us now, we're now going to make the decision to do what? To react. Okay, look at what is happening in the what do you call it, in the issue of PDP now, saying that it devil has.
Yes, I wanted to also talk a little politics by analyzing what Bode George said about PDP taken over by devil.
Yes.
And all the rest of things, the romance between Atiku and Wike and all the utterances.
Yeah, let me just tell you, the worst thing that can happen to a man in this life is to miss both ends. And the greatest tragedy of a man is to when you are being encountered with two double D. Double D is problem of man, double D, that is devil and demons. Okay? You see? So what entered PDP is not only devil, it's devil and demons. You see, let me just tell you, when Jesus encounters somebody who is a madman, okay, he now tells him to be still. And the spirits come out and ask him, what is your name? He said, my name is Legion, because we are many. So that is demons. There are many, okay? Devil can be single-handedly. So when devil enter PDP, that's now demons has come in. So double D, devil and demon. That's why Bode George was telling them, please sheath your sword for interest of this thing. Now, what is happening? It is selfish interest and selective morality. PDP has a constitution that said that power should be shared between north and south. And the founding father of PDP made this thing to have 6 zones. In 6 zones, let me just tell you, the top of officials, the position in Nigeria as in government, whether it's a party or whatever, once any party is being elected into power, or in their own, assuming to be elected into power, they have 6 major positions. 1, the president, the vice, the Senate president, the Speaker of the House, the SSG, and the national chairman of party. These are 6 top of offices that are going to be shared within the 6 zones. Now, the president of PDP, president of PDP, is not. National chairman of the PDP is not. Senate president, let us say that is other party. But now, Why can't you now say that in that party system, when you now have Constitution of PDP's section 7, sub 7 and M says that the party should be rotating these offices between north and south, 3 in the north, 3 in the south. Now the president has gone to north, president candidate to go to the north, so this man has to resign. But they're saying that you will not resign until 2023 February, after you have won an election. What are you going to do? Who are you going to deceive? So,
no, just on that, they said there was an agreement that if at the end of the primaries the presidential candidates come from the north, that the chairman is going to resign for a southern chairman. And now he's saying that he doesn't.
He refused to resign now because when you are drunk with power, okay, power corrupt, power corrupt mostly. Okay, so that is what is the problem. Are you refused to resign? That they're going to be holding national chairman, Atiku president, and Atiku has become a serial presidential aspirant. From 1992, Atiku contests with Abiola. I think he contests with Obasanjo in 2003. I think he contests 2007, 2011, 2015, 2019, 2020. It's a serious contest. I think every year, election time, you have to go and contest. Why can't you now?
I was going to ask. You talk about them obeying the laws in PDP.
Yes.
Now let's talk about Nigeria as a country. If the elected people who were elected by the citizens in position have refused to obey the law, the Nigerian law, how much more just a common party? So the man in question would have looked at if the president, if the vice president, if the Senate leader, if all of these people would not keep to their law, why are you telling me to respect the common PDP party law? So where do we go from here in all of this?
When the states become lawless, life become nasty and brutish. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say now. You see, the importance of law is to restrict man excesses. That's what law is meant for. Jesus even asked the Pharisees, is law meant for man or man for law? That's what I'm trying to say now. Okay? To tell you that the essence of law. So Nigeria, the constitution, which we are saying that is going to be amended or bring a new constitution, it's not even the issue. The reason is that Nigeria does not like to obey the law because we don't want to practice what we call equality before the law. That is rule of law. Right. Rule of law says equality before the law. Everybody is equal before the law. Not Animal Farm that says that all animals are equal, but Snowball. When Napoleon came in, he said all animals are equal, but some are equal than other. That's what created the problem in Animal Farm by George Orwell.
Of course, you there, comrade. Let's quickly move on to our last few papers because time is not our friend. This day is next. Let's look at this day's newspaper. The big story on this day says Usman, how Dambazu resisted pressure to topple Jonathan. We writers there says he made a promise to international community he wouldn't. Ex-army chief proposes drastic reform of entire security sector. Declares size of military police inadequate for Nigeria's population. Buni cautions against hate speech, says nation's interest uppermost. Up there, we've got Buhari eliminating malaria by 2030. Will save Nigeria 2 trillion naira. Dangote inaugurated as chairman of council to eradicate scourge. Federal government ASU meeting ends in deadlock. In news and for a law, terrorists, informants, kidnappers face death penalty. Okay, let's look at the big story on the Daily Independent this morning. 418 Paris Fund refund. $418 million Paris Club refund is top there. And we've got governors accuse Malami of implementing selfish agenda to meet presidential candidates, cooperates over worsening economy. Why we are unable to generate 5,000 megawatts of electricity. That's coming from the federal government. Lawmakers frustrating review of revenue allocations. And down there, electricity workers suspend strike after plunging nation into blackout. Lagos Blue Rail line nears completion as engineers launch final track beam. 2 sets of lights train coaches to arrive in October. Governor said to boost funding for primary health care delivery in state, boost in export, agri necessary to grow Nigeria's economy. That's coming from Obi. And blasphemy. Appeal court dismisses Kano Singer's plea, upholds retrial.
Okay, let's look Got the major headlines from other papers too. The Guardian newspaper, nationwide blackout, 3 billion naira lost to TCN strike as grid crashes just less than 12 hours. 3 billion naira is gone already, okay. From Tribune, we have this one. Governors blast Malami over $480 million per club refund. Has anybody joined us? Hello, good morning. Good morning, sir.
I'm Martin.
Martins.
I'm calling from Enugu. Yes.
All right, Martins from Enugu, go ahead with your contributions.
I want to comment on the federal government ASU meeting and the deadlock. Do you know that the federal government comes to the meeting without any new plan on how to end the fight? They just come there and they were this decision they ask that you know that the country is broke. There is no money there. They do not bring anything new or say we are going to give you this. So our federal government cannot borrow money to fund the arts, but our federal government can borrow money to be the railway republic. They can borrow money to give money to Afghanistan. They can borrow money to buy SUVs for the Jet Republic. They can forfeit money for Ghana and others who are using our electricity, but they cannot go to fund our educational sector. I am ashamed of this nation. Thank you, I remain blessed.
Thank you very much. Okay, well, we're looking at the Tribune, the banner headline at Tribune, Governors blast Malami over. Okay, we have seen that one. Let's look at the last papers here and then see how we can start concluding this session this morning. The National Light says Anambra outlaws illegal land developed levies. Okay, Anambra outlaws illegal land developed levies with a rider there, approves rehabilitation of Okpoko roads. And down here, police arrest suspended Newi local government chairman. Autopsy on wife's dead body ordered. And then Anambra initiates strategy for COVID-19 mass vaccination. The last paper this morning is called Anambra azọpụtala ụmụaka atọ akwasoro iko n'ike. And then agwala ndị Anambra na ịkụ osisi ebe niile na-emezi obodo. These are the stories that we have for you this morning. We are rounding off. Has anybody joined us? Okay, nobody. Okay, let's round off. Uzo, please. Is there?
So, your parting words, but
Yes.
you need to just
Let me talk about. I'll talk in maybe in two silent points. One, issue of ASU strike, and yes, and the Buhari saying that he's going to eradicate malaria in 2023. Which malaria is more dangerous than this hardship we are? Okay, it's better for malaria to come than for us to come out for this hardship. Yes, because you can't say the malaria 2023 when people are dying in hunger, bags of rice at 30,000 naira. Tell them that the malaria is not somebody that's going to buy it. So this is just only diversionary. Then coming to the issue of ASU strike, okay, it has become 5 years, 6 months and 3 days that ASU has been on strike since 1999 to 2022. That is 5 years, 6 months and 3 days. I want to talk about after this month now, it goes to 7 months, on 5 years and 7 months. Then these people came to negotiate with ASU. Every time negotiation, upon the president give a mandatory statement to the Minister of Education that we should find a means to end this particular regarding strike. Those ones are just only slip-coated statements. The one just goes there because
that's the problem we're having.
His son is schooling abroad. After all, Omar here said that education high university is not a compulsory
it's
something
okay,
because his son graduated from London.
Comrade,
it is hard time
thank you.
That masses will now know that this is affecting us. As it's happening now, very soon there has to be a political revolution.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Comrade Uzo Ekemeze. That is the guest that joined us this morning. Whatever he's here, it is fire, fire, fire. Thank you for coming this morning, sir.
Thank you very much, IJ, and having me. I think when the July 1, wasn't going to and the meeting when Bala in his choir.
Dalo. Ebere, we must go.
All right, yes, we must go. Thank you so much for coming and joining us, Uzo Ekemeze. It's actually time for us to go, but we're not going. You understand what I mean? So stay with us. We'll be right back. It's Good Morning, Anambra.
My name is Sijama. Thank you.
to the Holy Book in Proverbs, the sad trade of the